Aloha, we are going to start with a oli to begin our presentation. O haumea nuia iwa iwa, o ia wahine no o ilipo, o nuu mea lani I nuu anu, o kahaleo papo palikue. O ia wahine hana o ia mapua ke hau, ma waikiki nei, aloha wale noe. So that oli was a haumea oli, and we chose that because the meaning behind it was to birth forward new ideas, and that's what we felt perfectly represented our presentation and our idea. So our team name is Kumu Vai Vai, and the idea behind our project was to have a list of Aina-based and Kia'i-owned trusted resources for the community to access and support. And now I'll give it over to my uncle, Jaron.
Aloha. This is Keikama Laimana. He is a roofer for the past 15 years. He is 30 years old. He has been able to support his family with roofing, but he is longing for something more. Growing up, he has seen many of his family members on the DHHL waitlist who have passed away without receiving benefits. He has also seen Kanaka land be used to support the state of Hawaii, but hasn't really seen the reciprocation that he would want to see, the state supporting Kanaka. So he's hoping that with his business, he will be able to help support other Kanaka who are in need.
This is Kamale, a single mother living in her ohana home in Kaneohe. Having her ohana to help her with her keiki has been such a blessing. After a long day at work, she goes to her keiki to give her a hug. But right then, she sees a leak in her keiki's room.
While Keikama is on a phone call with his friend mentions a new website that's just come out, Kumu Vai Vai, and asks him maybe he should take a look. And so that's what he decides to do.
Kamale goes to the site that her coworker had told her about, Kumu Vai Vai. Is there a roofer that can help me? She wonders.
So when Keikama and Kamale first enter the site, the first thing they see is Kumu Vai Vai's mission statement, which reads, a culturally significant community networking and resource management, creating relationships and bonds for life. This space is to support and to understand one another. Ho'okele wawai no na kanaka oiwi e na kanaka oiwi. And as he scrolls down, they see a pono form. And when they fill it out with their name and email address, as they click next, they see the statement, which is first welcoming them to become a member of Kumu Vai Vai, but also to be in a state of kapu aloha. And if you're unfamiliar with what that term means, we have a link that's set up to show you exactly what the understanding is. And pretty much it's saying to be respectful of one another and to always be pono with yourself. And this is the flow that we use to create that. Just 2 screens, flow with a confirmation email at the end. And after Keikama goes through those flow, Keikama and Kamale, this is our second flow. If they choose to enter a business, this is what they would use to get into that, to be created and become a business member of Kumu Vai Vai. And look, as Keikama enters his email, he has his confirmation. It's welcoming him into Kumu Vai Vai and also including him into their ohana. And it says that they are looking forward to start a wonderful working relationship together. And so he accepts the terms and continues. While browsing through the site, he sees their Kumuhonua Mana'o'io, which is a deeper understanding of their mission statement, which explains how the mission came about, how it started, their ideas and their beliefs, and how they hope that this will be a launching point to help Kanaka come together, to unify, and to create a wonderful economy together. To not just survive, but to strive. No later. And here on the resource page, we list all of our members who have added their business to it. And look, there's Keikama with his name and his picture. And lucky for Kumu Vai, he has joined because the last roofer is currently unavailable. So Keikama can sit right in and fill in that role.
Now let's check in with Kamale Akau. She's come to the website that was referred to her by her coworker, and she sees there are several different ways to contact Kumu Vai. There's the chat, Hiapo, Kelepona, the telephone, or Lekawila, email. But she chooses to give us a call. Now let's see what message she leaves us. Malena. So Google Voice has this wonderful feature that transcribes her message. We're going to forgive Google Voice for not getting her name right. But it obviously says she's needing a roofer and is looking for Kumu Vai to help her find that resource. We're going to help her out. So as Kamale enters her information, on the back end is what we call in Salesforce terms. This is where all the data lives and the magic happens. And we have two approval processes, one for Lekawila, the email process, and one for Kelepona, the phone. And since Kamale came in through the phone, we're going to use that process. Now, this is an urgent matter. It's a leaky roof. We can't let her stand by. So we're going to immediately approve Kamale and connect her to Keikama, who's luckily been on the website and is our provider for roofing services. And look, Kamale is now a contact, which means she's allowed to use the resources just like Keikama. She can find knowledge articles, she can look for other resources, and she's a part of the entire system at Kumu Vai. Now, it's been a few days, and we've asked her to get back in contact with us and follow up, see how her service was with Keikama, how she liked this entire process. And let's check in and see how her experience has been. So Kamale comes back to Kumu Vai and she decides to use a chatting feature. Now, as she types her information in, we're going to see if she can get in contact with one of the live agents. And as you can see, she's typing in and she's going to say how her experience has been. I wonder how things went. There, wonderful. Mike Cutty. Oh, now this is the kind of case that we like to hear about. It's a Mahalo case. So as you can see, Kamale has come in and chatted up with our live agent and has given us her feedback. Keikama was fantastic and she's mahaloing Kumu Vai. We welcome these kind of mahalo cases. Mahalo at Kamale.
Not only is Kamale happy, but also Keikama is very happy to be able to use his business to support another Kanaka. And also the whole hui of Kumu Vai Nui is happy to also be able to bridge that gap and come together as a community. And after this, I would like to give it over to Yumi.
Aloha mai kako. O Yumi ko ui noa. no Oahu maiau, o ku'uonehan nau ma Oahu. I was born and raised here on Oahu, but I come from indigenous ancestors of faraway lands, and I'm here because of them. I'm a daughter, a wife, a friend. Some even call sis, known to be passionate. And when I'm motivated to do something, I tend to just do it. And so that was the case in many instances of my life, which brought me to different spaces, countries, occupations, even to the path of healing and meeting my lovely husband, Nate. And for me, living in Hawaii, especially not of the koko, I felt a kuleana to honor the ways of this island. So when Purple Mai'a Foundation came to me this year, their philosophy was in total alignment with what I was striving for. And I, like many who traversed the path of Salesforce, did not know anything about it. But as I stumbled and navigated through these several months, they opened my eyes to so much more to show me that things like tech and indigenous ways can really come together in so many innovative ways. The Hiapo program has truly been an inspiration for which I know will light a new path forward for my husband and I. And I really like that it's changed our lives, given us hope and empowered us to be able to stand in a competitive, but totally like not saturated market that will really allow us to be here in Hawaii, continue to live in Hawaii, grow and thrive here and feeding our own communities. I just want to say before I hand it over to my husband, mahalo to several people in particular, Kiana and Kalani Bright for sharing such an amazing opportunity with us. And those who went out of their way to spend extra time with us, like Pesito, Kailin, Kumuvik, and Kumukeahi. And my lovely, loving husband, who's my best friend and the ultimate supporter in everything. We pick each other up like no one else. And I'm so honored to be on this journey with you.
Aloha mai kako, o Nate, o Inoa, o Hoau, ma Wai'au. It's been such a learning experience for me, coming from a Lomi background of 15 years, and all this that has transpired has gotten us to think of other ways. And so because of Kiana and Kalani, they've showed us how our future could be. I want to mahalo them for all that they have done for us. And I just look forward to the future. My olelo noe au is ua aloha loko I te aloha. Love gives life within. Love is imperative to one's mental and physical welfare. Mahalo.
Aloha mai kākou, o Jaram hui kiokala mai kalani ka leilai mana ko ino piha, noho au ma Kaneohe no ko'u maula au pau. So I have lived in Kaneohe all my life, and because of that, change is something I don't look forward to. So joining this Purple Mai'a program was scary, but with the help of my niece Alora, who gave me a little nudge in the right direction, I was able to join, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. Salesforce, I know will be an asset that I can use to help support myself and further my goals. But what's really important to me is the bonds and relationships that I have made in this class with my team, with Papa Io, and with Kumu. I'm so very grateful for being given this opportunity. Oh, I would also like to thank my wife for watching my 5 kids while I do all this stuff. Without that, I don't think it would be possible. The olelo no'eau that I chose was Makahana Ka'ike, In Working One Learns. It has always been something that I have thought about and used, which has been taught to me by my grandfather and my father, that when you work, when you put in the work, the knowledge comes. I just want to say mahalo, and I'd like to give it over to Alora.
Aloha, my name is Laura Estrella. I am from Oahu, and before this class, I had no idea what Salesforce was, But after going through this class and working on this group project with everyone, I felt like I learned so much and I got to make some really cool connections with everybody. My olelo no eau was e ai I ke kahi e kapi ke kahi, eat some, salt some, which basically means to use some now and save some for later. So I felt like in this group project, I really had to learn how to prioritize things that needed to get done and things that we could add at the end for extra flair and sort of make those correct decisions. And I'd also like to thank my Uncle Jerem, who was in this class with me as well, because it really helped to get me through this and ask questions and sort of work together on tough problems. I also like to mahalo Rose, who is a part of our group. And she was a really big help with the idea stage of the process. So we like to say mahalo to Rose.
Mahalo, Rose.
Mahalo, Rose. We'd like to extend a mahalo to all our loved ones, ohana, friends, and supporters who've been there for us. We are grateful for your patience and understanding. Mahalo nui to all the guests, attendees for making time out of your busy schedule to share in this experience with all of us. Mahalo to Momi Chi for honoring us with the name of Papa'io. We hope to continue to soar as high and live up to the honor of its name. Mahalo nui to the phenomenal ohana team of Kumu Waiwai, especially to both Jaram and Lala, who without their dedication and endeavors, we would not be able to produce or birth this project. Thank you for making time and taking time during your busy schedules away from Ohana. Mahalo to your particulars, Ohanas, for understanding many late nights and meetings of all kind times. We appreciate you so much. You are both talented Kanaka Maoli. Mahalo to the Hiapo program and the Purple Mai'a Foundation for rooting in education, but most importantly, doing it in Pono. Striving for excellence in Hawaiian values, always learning and doing it for the Lahui. Leila? Mahalo nui I ko mau ka ko kumu vic and kumu keahi. For the nurturing, the guidance, the check-ins, the extra time, especially taken from your family and personal lives, the laughs that made this such an enjoyable time, but most importantly, the aloha you continue to show us. And all those who continue to kokua to kanu, malama, and continue to foster making this a path of growing, feeding, and empowering us all here in Hawaii. Before we officially close, we'd like to invite the entire class and attendees, if you would like, to keep your mics muted, but to join us in an oli mahalo led by our brother, Jaram Maimana. Mahalo nui.
Uhola ia ka makaloala. Pua I ke aloha la. Kuka ia ka haloala. Pawehi mai nā lehua. Mai ka ho'oku ia ka halawaila. Mahalo e nā akua. Mahalo e nā kupuna la ea. Mahalo me ke aloha la. Mahalo me ke aloha la. Mahalo.